This game I'm about to present to you holds something special to me since I used to play it at my babysitter's house when I was a kid. I was afraid to play it again though because I thought it wouldn't hit the same, but it does from the very beginning. Just so you know what I mean, check out this intro for yourselves. How does the nostalgia not come roaring back after that? I mean, I could end this video right here because I don't think I can sell it any better than what you just saw. I know some TV titles turned Super Nintendo games butchered the soundtrack or overall feel, but that opening moment alone tells you this game was different because they nailed it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a 1994 game by Bandai and is a side-scrolling beat-em-up based on the title of the same name. Rita is sending her minion monsters to wreak havoc, and you and the Rangers must defeat her. This is another reason I picked this title this week because there is a new throwback arcade-style beat-em-up releasing this week called Rita's Rewind, and it's just got me really hyped. So what better way to gear up for it than to beat Rita on the Super Nintendo? At the start of every stage, you come to this screen where you choose one of 5 Power Rangers to go to battle with. Now, confession time, as soon as I got to this screen this week, I distinctly remember always picking Kimberly because that was my first childhood crush, but my favorite is probably Jason, so we'll pick him for today. You select your Ranger and you start running through the stage beating up bad guys with punches, kicks, flying punches and kicks, and simple combos, but each Ranger has their own unique combo move. And I noticed that early and I really like that about this game. The fighting is simple, but the hit detection and the sound effects being on point makes this simple beat 'em up that much more fun. There's even sounds for when your enemies hit the ground after you knock them down to the ground or throw them, and it's small things like that that go a long way for me. So you scroll and beat them up to about halfway through the level, and then your boss is going to come check you, and then you'll turn into a Power Ranger with this awesome transformation segment with the music that brings all the aura. The boss dips out and you battle the second half of the stage as a full-on Power Ranger. Turning into a Power Ranger captures that feeling that the TV show gave you when it happened, and it's so satisfying. Your health is recharged when this happens, and you get a new weapon like a long sword that feels overpowered when you get it, since the enemies stay roughly the same and you've gotten this far without it. But I would argue that is a good thing because so many times in a video game when there is a transformation, it feels like the only upgrade you get is new clothes. You also get a bomb that you can use that deals damage to any foe on the screen, and you can use that as a screen wipe, and it has the whole Power Ranger flash, and it just feels right. To the left of that, you have your health bar and life counter, but this game's pretty good about rewarding you with medkits after it throws a few challenges at you, so you should stay pretty good on health. Also, the second half of each stage usually throws a new mechanic at you, like when you scale up this factory by hanging from different bars and flipping up on platforms and getting moved by a conveyor belt, or this rising and falling water level in this sewer stage, and then wall jumping. So some can argue that this game can be too simple, but I think introducing new mechanics like this on each area gives it just enough variety. Speaking of variety, what makes a beat 'em up boring is having enemies just showing up for their left or right, and that's it. But here there's enemies dropping from windowsills, spawning in the middle with smoke, and showing up in the back of a pickup even. And some are silly, like the dramatic throwing off of the trench coat disguises, but I mean, come on, that's just great. Plus you have different hazards to watch out for, like machines dropping bombs on you, barrels rolling towards you, or falling burning machinery that gives you something new to watch out for, which makes it remain interesting. The stage settings bring good vibes too. They don't push the graphics of the system by any means, but they do get some of the details right and went out of their way, like when a car passes here. I feel like most beat 'em ups just have an abandoned or parked car, but to have an actual moving car in a street just makes it feel like I'm in an actual street. So it got the feel of each location they were trying to portray. Speaking of the environment, you can interact with it too. Like here I pick up this park bench and yeet it as my attack. The soundtrack is pretty standard for an arcade-like beat 'em up, but I do love the sped up theme version for the boss fights. It's just what the doctor ordered. After you beat the boss, you'll get a password to start at the beginning of that stage, but even for a mediocre gamer, this game shouldn't give you any problems where you'll heavily rely on it. If you have an hour to play in your day, you should be able to get through it in just one playthrough. And the best part, should I spoil it? Yes, I am. This game's been out for 30 years. At the end, the Power Rangers join together and you fight as the Megazord in a 1v1 style combat. I mean, how sweet is that? All in all, it's not a groundbreaking game, and it's not going to press your skills in any way, but it is a great beat 'em up SNES title, and I think it does what it's supposed to do, and that's giving fans of the show what they want to see and hear in a video game version of the show. So aka, it passes the vibe check. So, would a mediocre gamer like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? The answer is yes.